Keek on the mic, keek on the mic, keek on the mic, keek on the mic. People, this the intro. Sacramento, California, born and raised. And Antelope is where I spend most of my days. Talk bad about my team, you must be a clown. This is Keek on the mic, so you know you better bear down. Bear down, bear down.
Hey, what's going on, Bears fans? Thank you so much for joining me for another episode of Keek on the Mic, the podcast all about the Chicago Bears. Like always, if you're new to the channel, make sure you hit that subscribe button and the bell notification to catch all Bears content right here on the podcast. I know I may sound annoying. I know I start every video off by saying this, but the Bears fans that are currently tuning in to Keek on the Mic videos, 72.1% of you guys are not subscribing to the channel. The good news about that is that number continues to go down with each video that I post. So once again, thank you guys so much for continuing to smash that subscribe button and the bell notification to catch all Bears content right here on the podcast all off season long. Make sure you also follow me on all my social media platforms to stay connected with every single bit of Keek on the Mic news all season long. So Bears fans, we all know this already. The Bears hold the #1 overall pick in the upcoming 2023 NFL draft, and things are slowly starting to get more and more interesting. And for the most part here on the podcast, we've been talking about possible trade partners, and I think we can all finally agree that the team that makes the most sense is the Indianapolis Colts. Because when you look at a team like the Colts, they need a QB. They just hired a brand new offensive-minded coach from the Philadelphia Eagles. They, to me, are just a perfect match in terms of who the Bears should trade the #1 overall pick to. And this is where things get interesting. On Tuesday, while introducing their new coach, Colts owner Jim Irsay made some interesting comments as it pertains to the team's quarterback situation. He had this to say: "No one can shy away from what quarterback means in this league and how we have to look going forward. Where Shane and Colts general manager Chris Ballard really dig into this draft and see where we're at," Irsay said. "Do we stay put? Do we trade up? There's really many things we can do. The Alabama guy doesn't look too bad, I tell you." Then Irsay keeps fueling the rumors by adding this: "My relationship with the Chicago Bears goes back more than 60 years. And these comments from Jim Irsay not only have Colts fans, but Bears fans as well buzzing by what Jim Irsay had to say in the introductory press conference of their new coach. And my opinion on this stands at this: if the Colts really want Bryce Young, if they are in love with Bryce Young, they will have to trade up to #1 overall to ensure that they get the guy they want in Bryce Young. Because I have a feeling that after the pro days, after the NFL Combine, a guy like Bryce Young is going to separate himself from the likes of CJ Stroud or even Will Levis. That means the Colts, if they really are in love with Bryce Young, they will have to trade up and outbid teams like the Texans, the Panthers, or even the Raiders to ensure that they get the guy they want in Bryce Young, which is really good news for the Chicago Bears. Because at that point, and I said this before on the podcast, if one quarterback, just one quarterback, can separate themselves in these combines, in these pro days, in these private workouts, that will be good news for the Chicago Bears, because that means teams like the Colts, the Texans, the Panthers, or even the Raiders are possibly going to bid against each other to ensure they get the best quarterback in the draft in Bryce Young. So this is really good news for the Chicago Bears. But at the same time, Jim Irsay could also be saying this to make other teams a little bit antsy and make them think that they are all in or in love with Bryce Young, and making teams want to trade up to get Bryce Young, which in retrospective, the Colts actually are in love with a guy like Will Levis, right? Or CJ Stroud. So they allow teams to trade up, give the Chicago Bears all the capital in the world to move up to #1 overall, while the Colts sit back and take the remaining leftovers, which is a guy that they actually want in CJ Stroud or Will Levis. But all in all, by each passing day, I am getting more confident that the Chicago Bears are going to absolutely cash in. It doesn't matter if the Colts want to trade up or not. I still do feel that the Chicago Bears, at the end of the day, are going to cash in with the #1 overall pick. And it doesn't matter if it's the Colts, the Texans, the Panthers, or the Raiders. I have a strong feeling that the Chicago Bears are going to absolutely cash in by trading the #1 overall pick. But all in all, it's really interesting what Jim Irsay had to say. I feel like right now he's playing a cat and mouse game. But at the end of the day, we all understand that Ryan Poles holds all the cards. If you want Bryce Young, if you're all in on Bryce Young or all in on any certain quarterback, you're going to have to pay the Chicago Bears the premium to get that #1 overall pick to ensure that you get the guy that you want. So in these next couple of months, it's going to be really fun to monitor this situation. And as it gets closer, I'll continue to come on here and give you guys constant updates of what's going on. But like I said, I'm going to repeat this until I'm blue in the face. The Bears, to me, are going to absolutely cash in by trading the #1 overall pick to one of these quarterback needy teams. And I cannot wait to see what Ryan Poles and the Chicago Bears receive for the #1 overall pick. So before I let you guys go, let me ask you guys this. How do you guys feel about Jim Irsay's comments on the total overall draft and his quarterback comments and all that good stuff? Let me know down below in the comment section. Before I let you guys go, make sure you hit that subscribe button and the notification to catch all Bears content right here on the podcast. Make sure you follow me on all my social media platforms, and make sure you share this episode of Geek on the Mic with every single Bears fan that you know. But other than that, I'll be back for all new Bears podcast right here on Geek on the Mic. Thanks, guys, and bear down.
You ain't bout it, you ain't bout it, you ain't Geek on the Mic. You ain't bout it, you ain't bout it, you ain't Geek on the Mic. You can go and subscribe, cause I be on it right. You ain't bout it, you ain't bout it, you ain't Geek on the Mic.